Hi, you're looking at the goddess of Pro Invincible World. Pro Invincible Magdalene, she comes into century every period of 100 years. As soon as 63 turn back in the new century, Magdalene is back into history. Magdalene has an awesome deal when she comes because she got to fix Pro Invincible World. She has to struggle from a child from natural to supernatural. She built a utensil that she used to send the magnet through the world. She's trying to videotape to tell her colporteur in England to remember Magdalene trophy books. The trophy books of Sheen, Shonai, Serena for Serenity, Magnet, Methodologist book, Zuli, all these books are Goddess's book, and she would like to get them. She's at 1057 Beacon Street in Brookline, Mass, and she's like to reach a colporteur as soon as possible. Magdalene has to build signs from age 4. She remembers struggling as age 4, trying to turn supernatural. She had to build a recolliculum to begin the signs. It's a round circumference that she has to use to mentorize how the magnet carries its weight. After she turned the circle into history, she wrote a mentor that she called a Zano. After that, she had to place magnets around the world by placing little polycultins that she called palianters. Magdalene, after that, she got to place all palianters through the world, and then she bring it the magnet in one. This is how the magazine is formed. Magdalene has a daughter named Sharon Johnson for Sharon's, Julian Moore Queen, FY13, Serena Moore for Serenity, Zuli for Lee J. Moore, Shonai Abigail Moore, and Sheen for Leo. All these books are mythologist goddess books and goddesses of RHOD. Mary's RHOD, you might find books for RHOD, Reserve Service Queen. She has these tests done that show that she's Rufus negative. She also knows she's Rufus negative from she born. Magdalene is a goddess of Greek Asian, and so she carried a Rufus negative for Asian goddess, so not many people can invariant her ID. Magdalene is an artist also. She does a lot of art through history, and she would like you to visit her website of links. Most of her websites are titled under Astrologians Art for Magdalene. If you can sponsor some of Magdalene arts, they would be good. She personally has married Charles throughout history. Her name comes through history as Ingrid Charles, Charles Ingrid. She's a writer, designer. Her mother is Leonora James, first designer that built Ames stores and stores all over the world. Leonora James. Her father, my mother's father, is James Henry, Sir James Henry, who built London Palace. The story of England, British Miles, or Goddess, she go by BM certificate for British Miles. She's trying to get really into colporteur services because it's the only way gonna have Queen Ingrid we inseminations onto what her palace, castles, or mansions. She got Colchester House, she got Coral Reef, she got Windsor and other distinguished houses. Unless the colporteur help her, the goddess, she will not be able to re-residential into mansions that she owns onto. She also has Erklins and Palienta Vandross that dare some silver ornate on stray also into Buckingham Palace. She's additions to Sir Charles so that he will hear that Queen Magdalene, the goddess of Pro Invincible Ordeal, Midway Magdalene, they call her Midway Mary of Nations, Altitude and Latitude. Magdalene earnestly would like Sir Charles and family who lives in Buckingham to re-endeavors the introductions of things owing to the goddess that are relative to her into England. And she really is pleading at this time. She has been going without royal majestic redarring so receivings. She have written to many bureaus, and I found out since I came back into history that many people want to adopt the title for Queen Ingrid. Queen Ingrid is for goddess. Some want also to adopt the title Quondam of Amazing. Quondam of Amazing is a hard-working goddess. She has a lot of jobs that she has to do to keep the sun in its orbits, the moon, the stars. She's known as First Media Family. Her children are who were the first people that on TV radios. They built media and radio for her. Science centers have scheduled for Quondam, and they have not reconciled to Quondam of Amazing. Quondam of Amazing has all bureau with scheduled for Quantum also. No bureau has re-scheduled to Quondam. Quondam BM certificate that goes by Wilhelmina. It has isoline identity, and so they had an investigation to carry out the isoline certificate to recertify for isoline certificate, which would follow with an investigation that would know the goddess of Prove Invincible World. She's a little bit disguised because sometimes her way is not able to show all her features. However, you are hearing the voice of Prove Invincible Goddess Queen Ingrid. Her Haitian name Magdalene, Mary Magdalene. Many people think Santana, who comes through the MSC service, they think that she's all different type of nation. She's Indian, Greek, and British. And so many people would not have known that the goddess who carry orange blood for ancient Greek is Queen Ingrid. Queen Ingrid was in Switzerland. She has one of the most nations of building of castles, and castles are all over the world for Queen Ingrid. However, unless she received the colporteur to assist her through to re-endeavor's wealth, she would not be able. She went into an investigative research called ResearchGate. She founded much information, but many places would not re-virality because they need somebody on the representative of a queen, they need somebody on representative of on true princesses, and they need somebody on representatives of a goddess. It is not the candarily to come and be representing myself. So they build colporteurs. These are men who go around in gray and blue jackets with a lot of buttons and little badge on them. They didn't get badges so that they walk around in history. They got badges as colporteur services so that they will help Queen Ingrid. You have some that are called Rotany services also. These are also agent for Queen Ingrid. Queen Ingrid is asking once more Buckingham Palace bureaus that can hear and understanding the introduction that was owing for 20% grid is for Queen Ingrid. The 20% is to have St. Magdalene, who has built many bureaus, to have her receiving 20% from the bureaus. She have written to the American governmental president because after research she found history with statutory 123 that informed them that Magnet, Matrix, and First Columbia family carry funding to statutory amendments. She has written to them more than once. Bernie, this present president for 2020, 2021, 22, she has written to him. She has written to Clinton. She has written to Trump and all those presidents in the latter years. She have not heard from any of them. She has sent proof of identity, including a Rufus negative OD blood is for ancient Greek goddess, one identity that no one can devollinate it, because it's only one set of people as ancient goddess. Queen Ingrid knew she had this blood type, which is a very weird blood type. From her first child, she knew it. She had to add a Rogram because her blood is not able to mix with other blood, not even her child, her own child, unless her children born with that, which is only one child born with it, with such blood, which is Sharian, born with also Rufus O negative. All the rest she had to get an injection because their blood would not be able to mix with their mother blood. So Queen Ingrid have a special ID. She also have MEC Colintervals 189. The Colintervals is a magical line 189. It's 180 Corito, but they had 0.9 to the equator to make it a lineation government ID. So she has MEC 189 for Colintervals ID, which is a government ID. It's also MEC and IRO. She's accentation because of the inventations above, and so she carry a passport for Queen, which is called accentation passport. It's a Nisi with an accent perito on the top of Nisi. Nisi is used for most Queen identity, but the goddess have an identity a little exaberity than the others. It has a little Tychaon that they put on the top of Nisi, so that you know that that's the first royal majestic. So Queen Ingrid also go by 6354 pipeline schedule for duties to Queen, recipients for duties to carry on forward. A passport 6354 is pipeline duty passport also. It is for the first duties that they schedule under the Bureau. So Queen Ingrid has gone through a research and have placeholder identity that recalculating that she has in this distinction identity as the proof. Queen Ingrid is asking practice service once more to Harry and reincarnations to Queen Ingrid, 1057 Beacon Street in Brookline, Mass. If Queen Ingrid would ask and had anything, is to also say to St. Charles that Sir James Henry has the daughter Mary Magdalene, and that Buckingham Palace were meant for introduction to Mary Magdalene. After 1984, no one should be residing in the palace until the new goddess resume her stays in the palace. It's called Introduction to Wealth to Quantum of Amazing. Sir Charles had not followed the introduction to Queen Ingrid, and so he has not introduced Queen Ingrid to the palace. Queen Ingrid is hoping that he has not gone to these fortations about history and those who he holds most highest obligation. There will be many people in history that would like to visit Buckingham Palace, but the goddess is on the first list of introduction, and so I'm hoping that Prince Charles would hear this taping. I hope the taping will be viewed on TV and also radio, because they can hear my voice also, and as many places that I can send the video, because I really would like to get into one of my prestigious mansions, because I do need to assist Prove Invincible World through the rest of the century, and even to go on a little further. I have to reign as a goddess until my new return birth, which is in 2063. However, even after my new coming, I still have to hold the fort above until my age reach at least 2730 to be able to reconvenate in the magazine work. My world have to resume quantum of amazing job after I becomes a rebirth child. And this job I start as early as age 4. As I said, I had to build a Ricolundio and that circle of circumferential, and then Rose, the mentor, who I call Hosanna. Both he and God in the midway heaven assist me to bring the Euclid of Euchirandrons into one so that the magazine would reform its strength. The magazine live as readdrums to receiving nurture way. It doesn't function by itself. It has to be nurtured as a person who born and need nutriment and conservants to uphold it. So does the magazine, and that's a huge job that Magdalene has to carry out in history. And so Queen Ingrid, she has some art. She possible will not be able to show the arts right now because she would have to cut the taping onto another conservations for you to able to see some of Queen Ingrid art. She really would hope that she could show some of the arts. She's gonna attempt to see if she can try, but I think the video will not be able to change the cansaberal back to the Andavon tree. So I guess I will have to continue to speak on the colporteur reporting. This is colporteur reporting by Queen Magdalene, and as she said, she's at 1057 Beacon Street in Brookline, Mass. She goes by an email, showers of blessing in thee at gmail.com. Showers of blessing in thee at gmail.com. Our main line is 617-232-2385. 617-232-2385. Showers of blessing in thee at gmail.com. These are the contacts that colporteurs can reach Queen Ingrid. And bureaus that hold Mary 20% grid also can send their informations to checks at 1057 Beacon Street, because that's where Queen Magdalene is residing now. Queen Magdalene is residing into a building where is transit, but she need the colporteur to assist her re-residential to her mansions. Her coming would need assistance by colporteur. That's why they build colporteurs, for the purpose of this reason, that they would assist the goddess when she comes back into history. Many people are not able to see and view a goddess, and so the goddess also would need representatives. She will not be able to just go there and visit and say, I am a goddess, would you give me my castles? They would not believe. So the colporteur have to bring her civics, and they have scheduled on the writing of St. Mary. They have books for her for traveling. They have scrolled Lynn Giovan's roll for IDing her. They have copy of previous birth paper. They have her